Hello students. Today we are going to discuss about acceptance of any offer. When the person to whom the proposal is made signifies his assent thereto, the proposal is laid to be accepted. An offer must be accepted before there can be an agreement. An offer by itself creates no obligation. An accepted offer is an agreement. An agreement may have one or more obligation. Thus, acceptance is nothing but manifestation of the intention of the offer to agree to the terms of the offer. So, acceptance should follow an offer where two parties makes offer to each other with identical terms without knowing of each other's offer. There would be no contract for the lack of acceptance. There are some effects of an acceptance, that is, according to Anson, acceptance is to an offer what a lighted match is to a train of gunpowder. So, gunpowder, that is sulfur, charcoal, iron fillings, etc. Here an offer is compared to gunpowder and the acceptance is compared to a lighted match. So, offer alone and acceptance alone are inactive or powerless. The gunpowder themselves is not enough to cause an explosion, but if a lighted match is brought in contact with the gunpowder, an explosion occurs. When offer and acceptance together can form a valid contract. If there is any disqualification in relation to offer or acceptance, no contract will be formed. So there are two definitions given. The first one is section 2 subsection B of the Indian Contract Act 1872 says that a proposal when accepted becomes a promise, and when the person to whom the proposal is made signifies his assent thereto, the proposal is said to be accepted. And second definition given by the Sir William Anson, he says that acceptance of an offer is the expression by words or conduct of assent to the terms of the offer in the manner prescribed or indicated by the offerer. There are some rules of acceptance of the offer. Students, who can accept the offer? Where an offer is made to a specified person, only that specified person can accept it and nobody else. But where offer is made to an uncertain person, anybody can accept the offer. I will give a simple example to you. A sent an offer to a firm Z with whom he had accounts. B, who purchased the said firm, got the letter addressed to the old firm, accepted the offer and sent the specified goods. B sued for the price of the goods. The court held that there was no contract since the order was to the old firm and acceptance was by the new firm. So, who can accept the offer? Where the offer is made to a specified person, only that specified person can accept it and nobody else. Remember this, students. There are some rules of acceptance. You can see on the screen, that is, there are 9 rules of the acceptance for the offer. The first one is acceptance by offeree, acceptance must be given only by the offeree. An offer can be accepted only by the persons to whom it is made. However, with the consent of offeree, any other person can accept the offer. An offer made to the world at large can be accepted by any person who has knowledge of the existence of the offer. The second point is absolute and unqualified. Students, acceptance must be absolute and unqualified. All the terms of the proposal must be accepted without any qualifying conditions. If acceptance is on the basis of some preconditions, it amounts to counter offer. I will give a simple example to you. A has made an offer to B to sell his refrigerator for rupees 5,000. B wrote to A that he accepts the offer provided A gives admission to the health club run by A. This is conditional acceptance, which is not a valid acceptance. The third point is manner of expression. Acceptance must be expressed in some usual and reasonable manner unless the proposal prescribes the manner in which it is to be accepted, unless a specific mode and manner of acceptance is insisted by the proposer. Acceptance must be according to usual and reasonable mode. The usual modes of acceptances are oral, writing, by post, by telegram, by courier, or by fax, or any other electronic means of communication. So, students, this is the manner of expression. The fourth point is communication to acceptance. Acceptance must be communicated by the acceptor. Acceptance of the proposal must be communicated by the acceptor. The communication of acceptance has two aspects. First one is as against the proposer when it is put in a course of transmission to him so as to be out of the power of acceptor, and second one is as against the acceptor when it comes to the knowledge of the proposer, that is when the letter of acceptance is received by the proposer. Next point is insufficiency of mental acceptance. Mental acceptance is not sufficient in law. Silence cannot amount to acceptance. Mere uncommunicative or mental acceptance is not enough. Acceptance to be completed must be communicated by words or conduct by an offeree to the proposer. Mental acceptance is no acceptance to all. Intent to accept an offer or even a mental resolve to accept an offer does not give rise to a contract. There must be some external manifestation of that intent by speech, writing, or other act. The next point is acceptance of the proposal. Acceptance of the proposal is the acceptance of all the terms even though the offeree is ignorant of some of the terms of the offer, except where the terms are not apparent on the face and no reasonable caution is taken to draw attention of the acceptor. Even if the offeree does not read the terms and condition, it will be assumed that the offeree has accepted the terms and conditions of travel provided the terms and conditions are legible and if reasonable notice thereof is given. The seventh point is acceptance by a certain person. acceptance must be made or given by a certain person. An offer may be made to an uncertain number or to the world at large, but no contract can arise until it has been accepted by a certain person who first give information either by words or by conduct. So students, such an offer is called a general offer. The general offer is closed as soon as it is accepted by a definite person. The next point is acceptance within a reasonable time. Acceptance must be given within a reasonable time. If M offered to take shares in a company on 8th January and received acceptance on 23rd May, M refuses to take the shares as the reasonable period of acceptance had elapsed. He was entitled to refuse to take the shares. So students, he can refuse the acceptance. The last point is act done in ignorance. Act done in ignorance of the proposal is no acceptance. Listen carefully. Act done in ignorance of the proposal is no acceptance if the act is done in ignorance of the proposal, if it is not acceptance of the proposal. It is because to an uncommunicative offer there can be no consent or assent. So students, thank you.